See you in the future, babe. Welcome to Time Traveler's Coin Exchange. Tonight we're going to have episode 159 of The Coin Vault has opened. I've got a bag of mint Cellos. They're mixed 1972s. I believe they are mostly 1972P and D. Let me make sure the microscope's good. It's good. Check. Welcome to the stream, everybody. So we're going to go through these kind of normal style here. We'll kind of look at the quality, and then we'll zoom in and we will see if there is anything good, any goodies. So this bag looks a little bit different. All the other ones were nice and crisp and clear. Little bag inside it. I think those are the 72s, as I have opened a few of these from this person. And it seems like they separate the 72s because I believe the Philadelphias have the same color. And so I think they're trying to be helpful there. But these came from a huge lot. I think it was 38 rolls of mint Cellos, and then a few of the rolls, I think 4 of the rolls are actually cut out of the mint Cellos in tubes. But we will get to those at some point here in the future. But hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Hopefully tonight will be the night. 1972's got some nice double dies and some nice RPMs. So hopefully we'll get lucky here. But we'll take just a quick look, see probably about 20 minutes, check out the quality of these. Just looking at them like this, it looks like most of them are pretty red. I'm not seeing any spotting yet. And so hopefully this will be a nice batch of coins. Maybe we'll find some better grades. And then there's just a ton of different things to look for. So we're gonna have to look at the fronts and backs of them. Oh no, right? It's why we're all here, I think. Welcome, oops, sorry, X. What we do? Welcome. We do well. Hope you are doing well tonight. Welcome to the stream, everybody. And so hopefully we will find something good here tonight. I feel like we've seen some nice coins from this lot that I've gotten, but we haven't seen, I don't think any of the dates had any nice RPMs or any nice double dies in them, so we're gonna have to keep looking. One thing that dawned on me today when I was looking for the next roll to go through tonight is how nicely organized this collector who sold me this lot on eBay, how nice things were set up. You know, everything's been divided into different dates. And, you know, it made me realize that the person actually took pretty good care of the coins for the most part, but they also organized them pretty well, so perhaps they were a master variety hunter. And so maybe we will go through this entire box and not find anything. But I do see some more interesting rolls on eBay, which I may end up picking up here. So we might take a break from this box at some point if we're not finding anything. And it'll be the kind of backup. But I'm hopeful. I haven't bought a lot, especially a large lot like this, and not found anything at all. So hopefully we will have some luck here. This mint Cello is kind of, it's barely holding on. And some of these, about half of them look like they're nicely cut from mint sets, and some of them, like this one here, they seem like they are starting to open up, like they've been loose like this for quite some time. I think this one might be a little bit red-brown. This one's very loose as well. I definitely noticed that the mint Cellos, once they become loose like this, generally there are quite a few red-browns in the batch. As soon as they start to like lose their seal around the edge, they seem to kind of brown faster. And so if you guys are ever looking at mint sets, I would try to get, you know, nice ones like this one. The edges are all nice and crisp and clear, and the coin looks way nicer. But it does look like this coin has a couple marks on it. I'm looking over there, it almost looks like there's a proof in here. I'm a little bit curious. That's one thing I didn't take into note, what if all these were business strikes or if there were proofs. I'm going to grab it, just looks really bright. Maybe it's just a really bright coin. It looks like a 1972. Just the way the light was hitting it, it looked proof. Nice reverse here. Let's check out the obverse again. Looks like a little mark in front of his face there, maybe a mark on his nose as well. But super bright coin. I bet that if it was a little bit nicer, I bet it would look really nice in a slab. And I'd say most of these look like they're about 64s here. Hopefully we'll find some higher grade ones. This one almost looks like there was, let's move it around a little bit, see if it looked like something had struck the coin. A little bit of toning there at 2 o'clock. But there looked like there were a lot of RPMs for Denver, and it looked like there were a lot. That one almost looks like there's something above the, no, that's just the mint cello. I was gonna say above the mint mark. It almost looks like a over mint mark, but I believe it was just a mark here. So I think this roll here may be a little bit more than 50 here, so we might be going, we'll probably go about 2 hours tonight. Half the rolls I was picking out of the box, they were super full. Or like, because the bags aren't an even 50, they're just divided into dates, and so some of them were like a third full of what I normally do, and some of them were just, I pick them up, I'm like, that's heavy, that's more than a stream there. We'd be going till midnight. Which ones like that would probably be best to save for the weekend or something like that, because I have more time. We could do a stream where we start early. I think this one, oh yeah, this one's got, it's kind of like orangey with like kind of a reddish purple down here. It's not super bright, it's almost like the tones are darker, but definitely some toning beginning on this one. And a big mark down at the bottom. How's everybody's night going? How is everybody? We have made it to Wednesday. We are halfway through the week. Looks like a pretty weakly struck E there. Next one looks bright and happy. A couple marks on it. Put a nice red coin. Couple marks here on the reverse as well. Nice red though. I like it when we're in the 70s and we're still getting bright red coins. This one's got a spot. This mint cello is toast. I feel like I can almost tell whether a coin is going to have a lot of spots on it just by the way the plastic feels in the mint cello. It seems like ones that are like just super soft, like they've just lost all of their integrity. Ones like that generally are gonna be compromised. The just more atmosphere gets into the context of the coins. Hello, homesteading Northern Michigan. Welcome. To answer your question that you asked earlier, you asked earlier before the stream, I didn't get a chance to answer it, but I did read your question about the 1953 Proof 68. That one I just bought as a slabbed coin. I collect Proof 68s, I'm sorry. I collect Proof 68s, wheat cents by PCGS whenever I can find them. They're one of my favorite coins to collect. I think they're super undervalued. That one I bought as a PCGS slab. I saw it. I made sure I won it. And so that one, it's going in my PCGS registry. I put it up for sale on eBay, but so it's one of those coins where it's going in my registry, and somebody will have to strong arm it from me with their huge wallet. I don't mean any offense to anybody by posting it at such a high price on eBay. I just think they're undervalued. And I'm trying to get them while I can before the price skyrockets. And I wish I could pull beautiful, beautiful coins like that out. I think this coin has a little bit of toning on it too. It was weird. I saw like stuff on it on one angle, and then it's gone on another. Almost looks like there's like wheel marks or something on the coin. There's just like a bunch of little tread marks. Maybe it got caught in the machine, but it's too bad. It's a really kind of cool color. So we're about halfway through. This one's super compromised. I'd say this coin has turned brown. Doesn't really look like it under the light here. Maybe the reverse, that's what I saw first. The coin is dull. That's okay. We'll keep it in the stash here. So I keep like reading and seeing all these videos about Reddit and Wall Street and Dogecoin, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, seems like a fun thing to be if you were, you know, in the know a couple months ago. I'm guessing by the time, you know, everybody's reading about it on the news, that it's pretty much too late. I think it's already kind of crashed out. But I don't know, I keep seeing YouTube, I'm just bombarded with it. It all seems really interesting to me. But at the same time, I'm super happy here in the coin market, because it just seems like coins are getting better and better. And I figure if all these people are making all this money, they're going to need somewhere to put it. I know silver just went up for the same thing. I don't know whether it was the hedge funds buying silver or if it was like Wall Street boys or the bets, or can't remember what their names are. You can tell that I have not been following them other than the news. This one's got some interesting kind of toning around the edges of it as well. It kind of reminds me of a mint toning from a cello from like the 50s. It's got kind of like a pinkish orange ring around it. Yeah, that's actually my third 1953 proof 68 that I've gotten. There are 33 of them at that grade and 3 finer. And so I'm trying to get them all. It's interesting, before the pandemic, I would see a couple 68s a year. And since the pandemic, in the very beginning, I was able to pick up a bunch of them. And it seems like about once a month I've been able to, and I used to have quite a few of them, but I kind of just priced mine at the PCGS price and they would sell instantly, and I was like, oh, I love these. But then I all of a sudden had none left and no more became available, and so I was like, oh, I'm going to, you know, I wanted them for my registry, and I guess everybody else wants them for theirs too. And so I've kind of making it a point to hold on to them, because I thought I lost out. I thought I'd never own one unless I wanted to pay a few grand to someone. And I don't see more getting great. I don't see the numbers going up. AAP Varieties channel, welcome. How are you doing tonight? Welcome to the stream, and thank you. Thank you very much. I saw some of your stream the other night. I think it was the Let Us Play stream. Something I knew very, very little about. It looked like, I believe you were live there. I only got to catch like 10 minutes of it. But welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a good night. This one's got some spotting on it. We'll keep going. Maybe we will find something worthy on it, but that coin is not going to be gradable for us. How are you doing tonight, AAP? Welcome. So are they going to let the students play, or how did everything turn out there? It was live there in Michigan? Cool. Yeah, all the schools and stuff here in California are pretty much closed as far as I know. I do hear of some schools open, but it's like right here, like the pandemic is like kind of starting to like, I guess California has been getting hit hard. And so it's like kind of we're all just supposed to stay home. And I know it's not really any fun for anybody. I've been doing good. Life has been good. Just kind of staying home, working hard, and I don't know, like business has been really, really, really good. I keep shattering every goal that I set, and broke a new record today. Had my first $12,000 day on eBay, or I'm sorry, a $12,000 month on eBay. And so I'm pretty excited about that, and I've already gotten up to 12.6. So my eBay store just keeps on growing. It just seems to get exponentially better. So I'm just working hard, doing as much as I can, trying to get everything set up here. Yeah, I hear that every single state in the country, all 50 states, are going to have like freezing weather here soon. I'm not sure exactly. I know they say California will too, but I'm kind of on the coast here, and it's generally like 40 to 70 degrees year round. It only dips into the freezing here on the coast where I am a couple times a year, but maybe we'll get hit by it. I should stock up on some heat. I used to live up in the mountains, and I definitely would have gotten nailed. I used to live on the East Coast, so I'm used to the snow. And then one day I was in Virginia, and I walked out into the beach in January with like shorts and no shirt on, and I was like, I don't have to live like this. I never chose to live on the East Coast. I was just born there, and so it never occurred to me that I had a choice in life. And I was like, Virginia, yeah, it's all right here. Let's try California. And I never looked back. You got 6 inches there already? Yeah, I do miss the snow. You know, don't miss driving on the highways in the snow. Don't miss shoveling it particularly. But it definitely is fun. I love the winter wonderlands. I love the sound of silence. This one's got some toning on it. Like this whole half of the coin here is kind of a bright orange color, while the rest is kind of a duller copper. Oh, with a spot. Comes with a spot. I remember one year on my birthday, it wasn't supposed to snow, and I wished for snow, got a snow day and 3 feet of snow on my birthday. It was awesome. Let's see, it was like deep enough that like you could dig tunnels underneath, because after it snowed, we got like kind of like that freezing sleet, and it just made a hard layer on the top. I was able to like dig tunnels underneath the snow and make forts underneath it without having to do much work. Just built tunnels. It was lots of fun. It's a pretty nice obverse on this one. Let's see what we got going on. The reverse. A mark to the right of the S in the pluribus. A couple little teeny ones. This one, let's move it, see if that mark moves. Ooh, that mark moved. Like there's a couple little tiny pixels out. I think this one might be a 66 though. I guess we'd have to kind of move it around, but this one looks like a really nice one. Yeah, I miss the snow. I was just talking about that earlier today, but I miss snow days. This one's got some toning on it too. Like his shoulder here is like a blue-gray color. It's a little bit darker over on this side. Looks like we got some toning on the reverse too. I'd say it's a darker color on the reverse here than on the front. And the nice thing is, if I want to see a foot of snow, I can just drive through the mountains 40 minutes from here. It is possible to go play in the snow. The only bad part about it is everything is private property. And nobody wants you, you know, on their lawn sledding, because if you get hurt or something, it opens them up to a lawsuit. And I feel like things were different when I was a kid. Even the schools are like, you know, no sledding in front of our school. We don't have insurance for it. Childhood for kids just isn't the same these days. It's like getting hurt as a kid was just part of growing up. If it didn't kill you, it was fun. Boy, did I have some painful fun as a kid. So we've got about 5 or 6 more here, and then we can zoom in and see if we can find anything fancy. There are quite a few nice RPMs and nice double dies. I feel like most of the double dies I think were Philadelphia, and then I think most of the RPMs would be Denver's. I did see a couple things on the San Franciscos. I think there's like a famous double die here, but I think that it's significant enough that if we were to find it, that we would have already seen it. We would have been looking at the coin and been like, let's check this out. But I've been trying to pay more attention to the quality of the coins here. Yeah, how's the family doing? Yeah, congrats again on the, I feel like you're 6, I believe it was a son again. Yeah, 6 boys. How are they doing? I would assume, I feel like it's been forever since I got to talk, but I would assume your wife and your boy is back from the hospital. That you guys are happy at home now. Alright, let's pull these back out. Oh wait, we got the San Franciscos here, or whatever is in this bag. Maybe they're Phillies. This bag has some strange white powder on the bottom. Oh no, it's just an old bag. Alright, so we got, yeah, this is a San Francisco. And we'll start with these, and then I'll put them back in the bag so they don't get mixed up with all the Phillies. Yeah, these mint cellos feel pretty loose. Actually, I think I can see the copper at the bottom. This one's almost open. I remember one time I bought a thing of mint cellos on eBay, and everything was just open. It was craziness. Let me turn on some cameras here. You tried standard on the sled last weekend and busted. Ouch. Whoops, wrong window. Get the light here set up. And maybe I can bring the microscope just a little bit closer. Oh yeah. When I first moved out here to California, I'd go up to the mountains with my friend in his truck, and he would tie the sleds to the back of the truck and basically pull us on the road when there was a bunch of snow in his 4-wheel truck. And it was all fun until all of a sudden we'd like hit patches on the road that didn't have any snow on them, and we'd be like getting pulled on the sled, and the sled would just be, basically it would just be shrinking. The sled would just be like getting shredded on the road and just like dissolving underneath us. And so we did that a few times until all of our sleds got worn out. Hey, thank you, Homesteading Northern Michigan. have a good night. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you super much for the super chat, and thank you again, AAP. You guys are awesome. You guys are making my night. Um, Thank you. Have a good night. Sleep well. Thank you for stopping by. I hope to see you again in the future. But yeah, we would go sledding and until we wore out all of them. But then we found out that we could bring it to the dunes at the beach as well, and we could pull ourselves with the truck on the dunes, and so we would go basically dune surfing, and it ended up with a lot of crashes. But it was a lot of fun, and then I thought all of a sudden that oh yeah, I'm getting good at this. I can stand up on it, and so I was standing up holding the rope. Definitely tie it to the sled. Do not tie it to the rope. This one's interesting. The little curl underneath the two. I'm a little bit curious about this one, if this one is maybe a double die, because that does not look like it's part of the top part. There were quite a few. I'll have to check the 72S. I don't remember there being a double die like this, but there were so many different ones. But yeah, so I went to the beach and I was standing up on the sled, and my friend just took off on the truck, and I just like it totally. You can just imagine holding onto the rope and the sled doesn't move, and I go first and I hold on thinking that the sled is gonna go underneath me, and I just buckled over and like went head first into the sand, and my whole body just rolled over me. I guess my friends were watching and they did not think I was getting up after that. I think they were gonna leave me there. But yeah, sledding is fun. I remember like sledding on hills as a kid, so I'm gonna put that one to the side because that one looked really interesting. I remember sledding as a kid, and like we'd have like a lookout at the bottom of the hill because like traffic would still be going, but sometimes like you'd be going anyway, and you would almost have a car run over, or you'd try to time it so you went in between the traffic. It's good times. I think we're gonna have to zoom back out, but if we see anything else, we will zoom back in. So there are quite a few RPMs. Huh. Let's zoom back in, shall we? And there's probably a ton of different machine damages too, which is just gonna wreak havoc. I'm gonna have to look at a few of these, but I do remember seeing a double die that had like a messed up looking, like the tail here, right in the center of the screen now. There was one that looked like, kind of like that I remember seeing before I started the stream here. Is silver? Like I definitely saw it spike hard the other day. And then it looked like it had come down. Zoomed out too far there. It would definitely be interesting to see silver go. And I can check it. I feel like it was at like 26 or something. 26.50. Yeah, it could really go crazy. Let's see, am I still zoomed in? Yeah, there's a lot of double dies. I think that this is just machine damage, which it might be the same for the date there. But I don't know, that O almost looks wider in the center, but maybe not. I want to see the N. The N looked interesting. It's almost like it's wider, but then it's like flat. I definitely like to see silver go up to like 30 plus again. It feels like it almost got there the other day, and then it kind of calmed back down. I don't really know. I'm gonna put these ones overside because I feel like we're starting to find ones that look interesting. But I'm not really too heavily into silver. It's interesting, this 2 here looks the same as the first one. So it's one of the good reasons to have a bunch of coins, because then you kind of get to know what's normal. This mint Cellos kind of shredded here. But say like if every 2 looks like that underneath the loop, but then there almost looks like there's a little piece of something next to the tail there. Yeah, I have some, but basically I decided to go with numismatic silver, just because it kind of fit into my business, and so I was buying, like I did buy some proof sets because for like a proof set from the 50s or 60s or late 50s, early 60s, like it's, you know, not a full ounce of gold, but it's like I basically would have the value of the silver, you know, keeping the investment, and if silver skyrocketed, the price of it would gain value. And then if the price of silver ever just tanked, then I had a bunch of coins that were in really nice condition that I could possibly get graded at some point. So yeah, so I feel like this is the 4th coin, and I feel like every single 1972 has had this little loop underneath. And so they all may. It may just be a characteristic of the 2 this year. I'm just not familiar with seeing it on other coins. But that's definitely why I like to have a bunch of coins, so I'm not just looking at a coin and being like, oh, that's different about this date. And there's always the possibility that, you know, it is just absolutely normal for the date. Yeah, I used to have gold, but I sold off all my gold the last time it spiked. And then it just seemed like the market is just infinitely manipulated. And so I was just like, I don't really like being in something that doesn't actually like relate to the value. It definitely seems like gold is very manipulated, silver is very manipulated. At the same time, like in a world like today, it definitely seems like a good idea to have some. But for me, I feel like gold is a great place to store wealth. But for me, I found that it wasn't a great way to make money unless you bought low and sold high. That it's, you know, really good if you do it that way, but it's like it's not always time to buy. But if you had a bunch of money, I would say it's a great place to store it. But if you know, are trying to, if you have limited amount of money, it seems like there's other ways to make money. It's like gold is something that goes up and down every decade or so. And I mean, I'm sure you could day trade like paper gold and stuff, but unless you're a gold dealer and able to just, you know, have people walk into the store and make 3 to 5% off of it, wasn't for me. I do like precious metals though. I think they're beautiful and I think they're cool. And I do think that they are really smart for some people. And yes, I wish I could own more of it, but I'll have to make some money before I can do that, which I'm trying very hard to do. It seems like my business is slowly taking over my life, but I'm really glad that my business is dealing with coins because I absolutely love doing this. If I didn't love doing this, I'd be in trouble, lots and lots and lots of trouble. So I do feel like I keep seeing a repeat of the little tail under the 2, And so we basically have like two situations. One where somebody collected a ton of errors and then sold all their errors, or it's just kind of the machine damage, or it's on the master die, and basically nearly every single coin is going to show that doubling, which does not make it worth anything. And I'm going to be inclined to think that it is, that it's every single coin, just because that's what we're seeing. It's almost, I think everything is just stretched out here. I thought I saw like a notch on the R, and then I was looking at the top corner of the E. I do think the line inside the B is interesting here, but I think that's just machine damage here once again. Hey, you have a good night too, AAP. Thank you so much for stopping by. I wish you and your family a good night, and I hope to see you again in the future. Thank you so much for stopping by the stream. I enjoy getting to talk. Until next time, my friend, I'll see you in the future. You be well and stay well. These letters are odd looking. They're like all wiggly, like kind of like my handwriting. Welcome, student of the word. Yes, I am always up late. I try to never sleep, but I'll be up here for probably another hour and a half or so. And welcome to the stream. Good to see you again. What's the grade on these ones here? When we were looking at them in the beginning of the show, it looked like a bunch of 64s. Some of them were red-brown. I do think that there was one that looked like a 66. It pretty much, it didn't have any marks on it, but it did have a couple of little pixels out on it, just a couple little, not even a spot, just absolutely tiny. That one looked like it might be a 66. It could maybe have been a 67 if it didn't have the spots. I mean, a 67 can have little tiny things wrong with it. But that's half the reason I'm doing this is learning, and hopefully by the time I'm done this year, I'm going to start getting some stuff graded. Like looking at this coin here on the front and back here, I'd say it's probably about a 64, unless there's like a big spot on it. It does look like it doesn't have the best strike. It looks like it's an older die state here. It's almost looking double. Just everything is very stretched, and I don't think the machine damage is gonna really bring it down to a 63. But a coin that's full red and doesn't have a bunch of large marks on it, I would say is gonna be a 64. If there's one or two small marks on it, maybe 3 small marks depending on them, it'd probably be like a 65. A 66, you might have 2 small marks on it. I know that I've like read the grading, kind of standard grading. They never really stick in the head. I look at a lot of coins, and it's like usually if you can't see like more than about 2 distracting marks on it, it seems like they come about a 66. And I say that, and I know we're not looking at things from every single angle. Some of the rims on these coins do concern me a little bit. Some of the lettering on them seem like they've got marked up. And so that's always something I'm a little bit wary to. It's like, I know I'm looking under a magnifying glass here so that everything is super, super blown up. I'm not sure exactly what level we're on. This one goes up to 140, I think. I think we are about 50 times magnification here. And it'll go in another level as well. And I think the next level is 140. And so if we go in to about here, it's almost saying 200. I'll have to check out the RPMs here after. It's like I do see kind of a line inside there, but I think it's just partially filled here. I don't think it's actually an RPM. I'd say it's not one. But some of the RPMs I'm just not familiar with. I like look at them. It's like I just have to look at a lot of coins to slowly learn all the different ones. You use a 35 and a 40 loop. It's like generally when I'm just looking at coins myself, I just look at them with my eyes. I have pretty good vision, but I can't show anybody here what I'm looking at with my eyes, unfortunately. Maybe the expression on my face. And I'd probably be using something about that. I feel like from what I hear, like generally when people are grading a coin, it's not over about a 10% or a 10 times or 15 times loop. But it probably just depends. I know that the like more you're zoomed in, the more damage or more distracting marks you're gonna see, which, you know, then when you're looking at the coin just like this, you're not gonna see nearly as much. It's either, I believe it's just a weak strike. I feel like if it was greased, it would be even a little bit less there. What's RPM repunch mint mark? I don't think I have an example right out here, but basically when they the mint marks used to be put into the coin at the mint. After the die was made, they would punch them in, and so basically it could end up getting doubled from the coin, kind of from when they stamp. It could kind of, they could not do it right, and they could put a second one in there to try to make it clear, and then sometimes I think it bounced. Sometimes, and then there's ones where, you know, it's like a D over S or something like that, where there's two different mint marks on them, and not a terrible amount of them are, not many of them are terribly valuable, but there's a lot of collectors out there who will purchase them. I want to check out the N here. Yeah, I would say I feel like I'm more like I feel comfortable like MS 66 to 69. That's where I feel comfortable. 64 to 65. I'm like there should be like 100 grades in between here. So I'm looking at the N. It's probably machine damage here. Yeah. Between like 60 and 64, it's weird. I mean, it's like I feel like basically a 60, 61 is like a really ugly coin that came from the mint. Like you opened up a roll and it's just got something awful wrong with it. But yeah, it is a mint state coin. You know, there wasn't any damage that happened after the mint. I guess it's like, you know, 60, 61, 62. It's basically, there's no wear on the coin. But then it's so many of these things that you see on the coins. Oops, I think I wanted to put that one aside. basically, it's so hard to tell when there's a bunch of stuff wrong with a coin, but then there's no wear on the coin, and so it's like being able to tell the difference between a wear, the wear on the coin, and just kind of like an ugly coin. And so it's like I feel like I'm more comfortable being able to tell an AU coin from an uncirculated coin, because I just have like piles of old wheat pennies that they're red, but then they have like a green spot on it, or it's red and it's covered with carbon spots. And I used to, those were the coins I used to save, thinking that they're going to be worth a ton of money. And now I'm like, I don't know. These are all like kind of, I call them basically problem BU coins. They're not, they're not AU, but they're not pretty. And so it's like, how many of them are just damaged? How many of those things that are wrong with them count as environmental damage? And so in the future, I'm going to send some stuff in just knowing that I'm going to take a hit. But I feel like I need an education on, like, okay, there's this many carbon spots on this beautiful coin of a nice grade, but like, how is PCGS going to grade that? How, like, is it going to be like no higher than a 63, no matter how nice of a coin it is because of the spotting issues? Or are they just going to say, environmental damage? And it's hard for me to explain some of the higher grades, but basically the way that I feel like an MS69 coin, it's virtually a perfect coin. There's just really one thing wrong with it. Same with a proof 69. There's one thing wrong with the coin. Perhaps it is, just pretty much one mark on the coin that shouldn't be there. And a proof 68, I feel like there can be like one, proof 68, I feel like there's at least two kind of marks on the coin, two tiny spots like this one under the S, like two of those on the coin. And like the MS68, I feel like it can be like, one spot or small undistracting scratch, just little imperfects. And MS63, there may be like two or three just tiny insignificant things on the coin, but just not really a lot, nothing like super distracting, just these tiny little minute things. I feel like MS66s can have like one or two kind of minor distracting marks. And I know that ANA and there's written descriptions of it, but there's just so many different marks. There's so many different kinds of spots. There's so many different kinds of things that can happen to a coin. And then you work in the strike and the luster and just the eye appeal, and it's an art. There definitely is at least one double die for the 2009 with, I believe Lincoln has extra thumbs, I believe extra fingers. I believe it's the formative years, where he's like reading a book. I don't believe I have an example of it yet here. But they're definitely, that is a known double die. It is, people do collect it. Like the 2009s are definitely, there's definitely some fun stuff in them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've definitely looked for them before. I feel like this one here almost looks like there's notching on the top of the letters, but it's just missing. Let's take a look at this one here. Just, I did notice there were quite a few double dies, that there was strong doubling on here. But I don't think this is, oh, that D looks kind of interesting up at the top. I think, I don't know, let's look. I thought I was seeing notching down here. Let's check it out. No, it just looks like the last one. Oh, that's a little better. $102 different errors. Nice, good job. It's hard to say here. Like the B kind of looks like it has a notch, but then like the rest of the letters here just look like they're missing. Like it doesn't look like doubling per se, where you're getting extra metal. It's like we're getting less. It's like the E has an interesting like little staircase going up the inside there. I think the D is the most interesting. I don't, it looks double, but then you look at, say like on the N here in the center of the screen, it's like that would be a really, really thin N. So it's like, while it looks like it's doubled, it looks like it would be really thin if you just took half. Put it aside. I can take a look against other photos online. So let me check the back of that one. Yeah, here 2009 was a heyday for collectors, because it seems like the mint has tried harder and harder and harder to not have different errors happen. And so I guess, like, I can't remember, is it 1996 where they changed the way the double dies and RPMs and stuff could be made with like a single squeeze method. But then I think it was in 2009 that like all of a sudden people really started to find, don't quote me on the years, but I know at one point they started adding the mint mark to the die instead of punching it, and then they used to do like multiple presses on a coin or multiple hubbings, and then they changed it to like a single squeeze method, and then it sounded like all of a sudden we did start to get fun kind of double dies again. I was doing a bit of reading on things. I just finished reading Wexler's book, and that was a lot of fun. And now I'm reading Breen's Encyclopedia of U.S. and Colonial Coins, and having a good time reading that at night. And it's, I don't know, I've been enjoying Breen's book because I'm getting like a history lesson, but at the same time it's like really, piecing together why all the coins that we have these days, like where they came into existence, why they came into existence, and just gives you like a larger view. You can read history where it's all these wars and stuff, but you don't really kind of get any idea of what life is like outside of the wars. And I feel like the money and the trading kind of like brings a bigger picture to things. Yeah. Or if you want, I have a Instagram and a Facebook. Those are two ways you can send it to as well. But my first name is the email I've been using here, because my email, I keep having to change the email, but the The one that I have been having people send to is MIKE and DEPPE at hotmail.com. Delta Echo Papa Papa Echo. And that one will work for a little while, and then I'll have to change it. Thus the life of putting email on the internet is you keep having to change emails. Welcome, Accredited Coins. Hello, hello. You are working. What are you working on tonight? Taking over the world, one trade at a time. Buying out categories on eBay. Some of these letters look really thin, and some of them look really thick. I like the E here, but I think the top has just been completely scooped out of it. Yep. Yeah, I believe at the bottom of the screen, or below the video here, I believe all my links are still up down there. And so if you go onto the Facebook, you can send photos, you can post photos that I can see. And same thing, the Instagram and the Facebook. Generally, if you're wanting to say hi, Instagram is usually a little bit easier for me. I get a lot of messages through Facebook, and I don't feel like I get as good of notifications for it. I'm on my computer most of the time, and the Instagram shows me when I get a message, and so that's usually generally pretty easy. But Facebook should, but I just don't seem to get proper notifications from it. You're doing internet marketing today? Yeah, I need to focus on doing some more internet marketing. I guess you do it for work too. Actually, that reminds me, I wanted to check. It's been an absolutely epic day on eBay here. I nearly broke $1,000 sales again today, which would be the second time this month. But just if the one person pays here, I'll be at 900, and I broke $12,500 for the first time in a month. So I'm pretty excited about that. And it looks like I have a good shot. Like, I'd never had $12,000 of sales in a month, and now I've definitely hit that, and now I've hit 12.5. And it looks like there is a good chance I'll hit 13 this month. eBay has been being very, very generous. Yeah, I believe all my links are still up and running there. It's been a while since I've checked them, but they all did work the last time. Some of my links I can't click on, like my eBay links, because I have a eBay partner link, and if I click on my own links, it's basically like an affiliate thing. And if you guys ever notice my links not working, let me know. But I know I can't click on my links, which is silly, because I could get myself in trouble and lose my eBay partnership, which is silly. But I guess I understand if I get paid if somebody goes through them and buys something. FYI, if you guys ever go through my eBay link, they pay me 1% of whatever the sale price is. So if you guys are ever going to shop on eBay and want to hook me up, feel free to. But I can't click on it and buy stuff through, otherwise they'll think that I'm taking advantage of the system. But I'm always buying stuff on eBay, so it is fun. And the other thing that I have in the bottom of my description is Swag Bucks, and Swag Bucks has been awesome for me because I buy, like, basically I put all the money of my sales in my eBay store right back into my eBay store, and so like I basically spend, like, you know, this month I'm gonna end up spending $12,500 on eBay, and so, but Swag Bucks, you get 1% cash back for any purchases. And so I get my eBay bucks, and then I get the PayPal debit card cash back, and then I get Swag Bucks. So any purchases I do, I get 3% back. So for every 100 coins I buy, I get 3 free. And you can, if you guys have credit cards that, like, you can get 5% cash back on online purchases or stuff, you can stack these things, and it's awesome. Highly recommend you all look into it if you guys buy a lot of coins or buy a lot of things on eBay or other sites like it. Yeah, would that be a conflict of interest for you at Credited Coins? It's like you work for the competition, but then you're helping support the other one. So much, look at the scoop on that. It's just machine damage. It's like the coins are like, we made you look again. I like looking though. Hey, thanks for sharing it with me, student of the word. I wish you a good night, and I'll see you in the future. Get some good sleep. Sorry I stream so late. Sometime here on the weekends I'm gonna have time to do some earlier streams. I definitely miss it, and I definitely feel like I should do some earlier streams, because by the time, I'm just not my best by the time it's this late, but this is kind of my guaranteed time where I can commit to being able to be on here. I just don't want to say, hey, I'm going to stream this week, guys, and then be like, hey, sorry, something came up. That sounds like a fun business. So you bid on Google for a bunch of brands and surface promo codes. If I was to do an earlier stream, it would probably be somewhere between 6 and 9 p.m. So depending on where you are, student of the word, that would probably be about the earliest I would do. I used to just be able to get on whenever, but I haven't been able to do it. And my work, eBay has just gotten busier and busier and busier. But I used to just be able to do streams whenever, and it was awesome. And I'm also hoping to get to do bonus streams here again on other nights, but until I get caught up with life, I just got to keep on doing everything else. While this is, you know, I do take this seriously, coming on here and show up every time. Whoa, what's going on with that one? Is that just damage? Let's turn it upside down. It's like, this is what I do for fun. It's like, I work with coins all day long, but then I like to be able to have fun with coins. I don't really know what that is. It's like extra metal. It's almost like, I guess there's some like, I don't know, maybe it's a die chip. But then part of it also looks kind of cleaved. Like maybe some of it got shoveled up there. So you're East Coast? Yeah, so it is late there. It's probably 1 in the morning. I'm in California. So yeah, I usually start at 9, usually go from about 9 to 11. Sometimes I finish up early depending on what it is. Sometimes things go a little bit later. It's when I'm able to stream. Otherwise, there's usually lots of noise and loud things going on here. That's just not conductive. There's lots of copyrighted material being played and listened to, and basically any of those things are a no-no on YouTube unless you own the content yourself. And so I have to just kind of work when things are quiet. I'll put that one to the side. It looked interesting to me. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you accredited coins. How much does like, can you give me an average for the printer labels or label time to splurge on the label? How much on average would about 1,000 of the thermal labels cost? I'm just curious. Yeah, it's right now it's 10 p.m. here, just after. So the knockoffs work great, you said, but you can't print off your computer and you can't print multi-coin orders. But they work. Is it just another brand, or is it essentially like the generic version of it? I'm just trying to get, because I feel like if my business is doing how it has been, or if it keeps growing the way it is, I think I'm gonna hit the average of where it seemed cost effective to purchase it. You just have to modify it with a knife. This one looks like that same one that we were looking at a couple coins ago. The D is interesting and the E has steps on it. I'll have to take a close look at coppercoins.com and see if there is a variety that looked, because there were quite a few where up in the legend up there was interesting doubling. In my head it doesn't quite look the same, but I think those double dies, I think they like kind of maxed at around 20-25 bucks. That's an interesting thought. I've heard about pirate ship a couple times. I mean, at the moment, I would say I'm printing about at least 200 labels a month, which I don't know how much. Like, do you know what the free meaning no monthly fee? Okay, for a second there I thought it was just a monthly fee. I was like, oh, if if there's just a monthly fee, then if I hit a certain point, that would make sense. Ten rolls of 200 knockoff shipping labels, so that's 2,000 off eBay for 76. Hold on one second. Let me focus this too. That didn't work. 10 rolls for 200, so that's 2,000 for 4 cents a piece. Okay, you got the math there. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I want to say that what I'm doing right now is about 7 cents a piece. 1,000 labels for 40 bucks. Oh, that's not too far off. Or I'm sorry, or was it 2000? There's like a big chunk of copper there. Was that a piece of the rim? Something on it. Let me move that one back over here. Oh, that was actually another question I had for the thermal printer. Does all fuzzy. Here we go. Does the thermal printer, when it's burning it in or like heating it up, does it smell funny? Like, do you get like a cash register kind of smell to it, or just kind of like something's burning? Does it smell like hot plastic? I'm just curious. But it's, from what I understand, it's very quick at the same time. I mean, you seem very happy with it. You haven't noticed any smells. Okay, that's good to know. I just wondered if there was like kind of like a chemical reaction. This is that one that had kind of an orangey pink tone around the rim of the coin. Just kind of reminded me of an old mint cello toning. Move some of these closer. You have like constant off gas from printing material and inks and laminators, all the good stuff. Hey PK Carve, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing tonight, PK Carve? We've found a couple interesting coins here, but I believe they're all machine damage. But basically every single one of these seems to have something different about it. And it's getting kind of confusing. I'm going to have to double check everything here at the end. Well, I think that like probably there's like formaldehyde and stuff in different paper products. Not positive about that, but I definitely like, I'd say the laminating machines that I've worked with, you know, anything that's like applying plastic and stuff, I feel like they have a strong hot plastic smell to them. Like I've just like whole hallways in buildings just like smell like something's being laminated throughout the building. Not my favorite. You just woke up. Well, welcome back. Are you just waking up for the morning, or you just got up in the middle of the night? When I first discovered YouTube, or first discovered that there were other people that liked coins on YouTube, I had a problem where I would stay up till like 1, 2 in the morning watching coin shows, and then I would be useless the whole next day, and so I'd just watch more coin shows all day, and it kind of worked out for me. Yeah, I'm totally loving the fact that there's like a ton of other people that enjoy coins on YouTube here. I had no idea. I could have been having so much fun, but I guess it probably took a while for things to grow here. It's like when I started making videos for my eBay store, I had no idea that there were other people in the community. And so it's been awesome for me. looks like we still have maybe like 20 coins here. There are a couple of really nice double dies for this year, but most of them are just kind of super, super obvious where we'd be able to see them from far away. I'm guessing something pushed part of the metal in this S. It's just kind of like stretched out. I thought there was like a whole extra piece of S there. And there's like that weird little bubble in the plastic there. I was like, wait, is there just a glob of metal up there? This one's kind of toned too. Is it the weekend again? Is it the weekend there again for you, PK Carve? I think this weekend you were saying it was your long weekend. Yeah, that might explain the cheap rent accredited coins. Cheap rent always has a catch. I feel like it's gotten harder and harder in this world to find a place with a catch, or I'm sorry, with cheap rent. Everywhere these days has a catch. I feel like the city where I live is trying to shut down the last place in my town where somebody can get an up in the world. There's like one place where basically like anybody can like come stay and kind of get their life in order, and it sounds like they're gonna have like $20,000-$30,000 penalties a month or something like that if they don't stop letting people kind of, you know, transition from one place of their life into somewhere they want to be. But I understand it's hard for the neighbors. Nice. Well, that's pretty much priceless. I mean, I guess it's got a price on it. Denver Mint 1789, 1989, 1987. You work this weekend? 1789 copper rounds. I'm gonna assume that it's not a 1789. Hello, Super Silverman. Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. So we still have about 20 left, Super Silvermen. There's like so many weird things going on with these. I feel like I've not gotten to do a lot of 1972s before, but they just seem to have like all sorts of machine doubling on them, and like something keeps catching my eye, so I'm zooming in and out and in and out tonight. Going, what? It's like some of the letters in Liberty, it just looks like the top northwest corners are worn off on them. And then there's just all these kind of stretched out, doubled looking letters on the top motto. And I've got a couple that I definitely need to double check, just, you know, I'm pretty sure it is just a form of machine doubling, but it doesn't really look normal to me. Oh, that's the date on them, 1789. What kind of coin is it? I'm trying to think of if the Y, if the N and N looks like 3 sticks stacked up, it's hub doubled. And inside the 2 on the top, I feel like I've gathered that that is natural to have a little extra thing on the inside, just a little extra metal sticking. You know, the first coin, it was like boom. If the N just looks fat, you have something to look at. Silver is always good. Ooh, this mint cello is falling apart. I gotta go this way. If I go the other way, I get dizzy. Don't know why. It feels unnatural. Hopefully it'll be a hopefully it'll be a good day for silver then. Somebody at the beginning of the stream was saying that the silver was going crazy. But it looked like it was about 26 and a half. Yeah, there's been a lot of weird things on the backs of, or I'm sorry, the bottoms of the 2, or the tail, the bottom leg of the 2. Just kind of like things sticking up. Oh, it went up to 29. Yeah, 25 it does seem. If you get a couple cuds on the rim next to the date. I didn't get a couple cuds. There was one, there was a Denver one where there looked like there was kind of like a couple little die chips kind of bunched up against the mint mark. It looked kind of odd to me. I'm not sure if I can find that one to pull it out again. Next to Liberty. Okay. Yeah, I do it all the time too. Not a problem. It's definitely a red-brown, turning brown on that one. There were a couple really nice red coins in here tonight. But I feel like most coins in this box, like I feel like whoever I purchased this from was definitely they definitely looked through the coins pretty carefully so far here. Maybe we'll hit some rolls where it's like, but I realized tonight that like all these mint cellos, they've been organized, that they took the time to organize them into different dates. And that's it makes it easier for doing this on the show here. But I'm getting the feeling that they really searched them. I think I need to pound some coffee real quick. On the bright side, I just realized that the headache that I've had all day is gone. I feel like this is the second or third time I started a stream with like just a headache that was horrible. And I'm realizing it's gone. Yay! It just looks like a kind of a chunk out of the two. Or I'm sorry, yeah, out of the bottom of the two. There's some toning on this one. So yeah, this is an example of one, and I feel like this is just machine damage, but it's like when you like look at the end, it's like almost like an eye stacked on top of the eye, and then I think you get to like the D, and it's like the D looks like a D kind of over a D, like slightly rotated. But then, and then the E like has like a little staircase, like 2, 3 of them. But I think this is like the 5th one in this that we've seen like this. Maybe even the 6th one. But it's like, I feel like it's got to be machine damage, because when you look at the, if that was the eye, just that inside line, it would be the smallest N I've ever seen. So it's hub doubled. Okay. I think I got a, and actually I think I didn't, we didn't look at the reverse. So it's like, this is like kind of an example of what I was seeing on the bottom, how there's just that like little extra kind of shag coming up on the bottom of it, on the inside top. I don't think we looked at the reverse, the other ones, so let me check this one out here and then we'll go. It does take patience, but also a couple people to talk to is really nice. I mean, I used to, like, I would say I go through coins a lot faster when I'm not talking, but it's just nice. It makes it funner, and when you do find something, it's a lot funner. I don't know, I feel like I would like be like doing happy dances, but then at the same time you have someone say, oh no, that's not something you have. You're saying that one is the good one? The hub doubled one? Or are you saying the coin that I had after the one that I was looking at? Sorry, Super Silverman. The one where the E looked like it had sticks and the D looked like it was like slightly... We're almost done with these, so I can go back through some of the other ones. So the one right after you were saying was the good one? And I'd missed it. Alright, I need to go get some glasses, guys. I'll be right back. Oh great, did I lose it? I think that this was the other one. Is it? The 2 was split on the bottom. Okay, it does look wider. I thought it was just kind of flattened out. Like a lot, like I've seen like 2 or 3 in this roll that looked like this, but then it's like the top kind of ends up looking kind of more scooped out on the top, and then it seemed like it was the bottom, the south side of the letters where it was like kind of stretched upwards. Maybe move it in here a little bit. On the top right inside of tip. Yeah, or on the 2. Top right and yeah, I definitely saw a lot of double dies for this one. Though, yeah, I put a ton of them up to the side for after the stream to just kind of like stare at the different ones and go through them all, kind of trying to match them up. So I'm going to need to do that. Welcome, Aunt Orta. You must have the warning that I'm almost done tonight. But you're a little early tonight. We still got a few more coins. Welcome to the stream, Aunt Orta. Hello, hello. I didn't know that they would grade so many. Yeah, I guess I did, because I'm always seeing the 1972s, and I'm thinking, oh, is that the big one? And then I go to check, and it's not. Yeah, there's like, I feel like I've seen a bunch of little things on the end of the 2 right before the end of it. And I saw a bunch of examples of things that looked very similar to that, but they just didn't quite look right. And so I thought I would put them off to the side, but then it also seemed like we were finding a bunch of them, which will be easier to go through once I'm able to say, okay, nope. But it looks like there were things underneath the 2, under the bottom. And I was just starting to see so many of them that it seemed like, okay, that must just be part of the design, or that must be part of a couple of the coins. Yeah, I think I need to kind of make it standard for like every time I finish doing the stream here. I go back to the variety websites and do the work right after. The one right before this one. Get it clearer. For some reason this one, the top of the 2 was looking kind of doubled. Now it doesn't look doubled zoomed in. I may just have to go through this whole roll. I mean, it's easier in some ways after, when I'm not doing, because it's like when I'm doing the stream, I'm trying to show the entire coin and look for anything. But then it's when I'm looking for one place in particular, I can just, check the date, check the mint mark, check the, wherever I'm looking at in the coin. Well, it looks like it is, but then when I zoom in, I feel like I don't see the split. On the inside curve. This is where the glare on here sometimes just turning it upside down. I feel like when I'm zoomed out, I see it, but then when I zoom in, I don't. I mean, I can see a little. I guess it does kind of look a little bit. He sees it. And you don't think that it's just kind of like, here, let's look at the next one. I'll put that one aside. And we'll see if it's having the same effect. See if, I don't know, it's like this one kind of looks like it splits too. It almost looks like it has an RPM. That wasn't just machine damage. No. I feel like on this one I can see it split. Are you seeing the split on the same place on this one? Yeah, Super Silverman's been doing this for a while. He's got a lot of the information pretty much memorized now. What about the little line in between the two here? What do you think of that? In between the bottom leg and the spot going up. Yeah, no, I need to get a better one. I was talking, I just got my taxes done, or almost done. I gotta sign them, and I gotta look over them and make sure everything's right. But if my business keeps going the way it's going, I'm going to need to buy some equipment to, upgrade things, and it'll also help for being able to write off things that I need, that I haven't been able to. So I hopefully will be able to get a better scope here, better lighting here, and just better everything in general, because it looks like my eBay store is really starting to take off, and I'll be able to afford to do all those things. Yeah, no, this is a 0.5 megapixel. You're not kidding. Like, I look at even the even the cheap ones that are mass produced in China, well, at least they claim they're 5-10 megapixels. They may not be, I don't know. But I totally feel like even if I got one of those, like this microscope is like 10 plus years old, and I'm sure the ones out there nowadays are way better. Yeah, the lighting definitely I could get some improvements on. Because sometimes I feel like the lighting just hides it. It's like all the tips and corners and everything just get bleached out. I'll keep working on it. Here, let me just take 1 second. Let me check this out too. Oh, it was so close. $972 of sales on eBay today. Almost. I guess there's still an hour and 15 minutes. If I can get another 28, it'll be my third time breaking $1,000 sales on eBay. And so that must make me, like, so I broke my record was 11,000 in a 30-day period, and today I broke that record and hit 12, which was my new goal. And it looks like I'm possibly gonna push 13 for the month here. What am I at? I'm at 12,684. So another $324 and I will break 13. And that's like in the same day. So it's only 40 bucks. I thought when I looked it up it was more expensive than that, because I did go and check it out. When I looked at it, it looked like it was, maybe I was looking at the wrong model. The one that I was looking at looked like it was for soldering. Like it looked like it was for like soldering microchips. I just want to take a look at some of these ones I put off to the side, just kind of compare the dates. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to do when I clicked on the eBay tab by accident. Oh yeah, here, I wanted to show you this one, Super Silverman, just because it doesn't quite look, you know, it looks like the date got smashed, and there looks like there's a tiny cleave mark or a little scrape above the D. Turn it upside down, I feel like the light hits it a little bit better. But there's just kind of like these little blobs. Maybe they were all pushed there. It floats from 30 to 50. Okay. Would you say that this is like a die chip? I'm just curious because I hadn't seen anything quite like it. I feel like normally when I see like kind of build up, it'll be inside the mint mark and not off to the side like that. I think there were only two 1972 S's in here. And that one looked interesting in the beginning because we looked at it first, and then there was like that little part inside the 2, and I was like, oh, what's that? Feeling like a nice big hot cup of coffee. That one just looks like they're, yeah, the little spike at the end there, or almost at the end of the 2. I feel like we saw a lot of them like that. Sorry, your computer restarted? Okay, so you probably didn't see that other one. I'll have to see if I can find it. I think there's only so many Denver ones that I pulled out. There was one with a mint mark on it. That there's just kind of like little blobs all around the mint mark. And, I want to say it's just die chips on it, but I just wasn't sure. But after the stream here, I will try to do some more reviews of the coins and try to learn more so that next time I can be a little bit more knowledgeable. Is this the one? Yeah, I was curious what you thought. Okay, good to know, because yeah, I was seeing a lot of ones with the little spikes on the end. But yeah, this one, I was just curious if you had any thoughts or opinion on it. It's like, I feel like I lose focus there. But there's just kind of like these like 2 little blobs on it. It's like, I want to say it's just a die chip. But we may never know. And so, World Pneumatics, but World News, World Numismatic News, but okay. Thank you for reminding me. If we can get the light on here, is that, no, that's not the one. So I feel like most of these were kind of like 63s, 64s. There was one coin in the slot that looked like a solid 66, I thought. But I think I'm gonna get off, and I'm gonna try to do some more research here, compare these to all the different varieties, and I'll try to see if I can learn a little bit more. But thank you for pointing out all the things you pointed out, Super Silverman. And thank you, PK Carve, for being here tonight. Thank you, Accredited Coins, for being here tonight. I hope you enjoy your night off, PK Carve. I hope you get some good work done, Accredited Coins. Thank you, AAP Variety Channel, for being here tonight. Thanks, Aunt Orta, for being here tonight. Thank you, hold on, gotta double check, Northern. Thank you, Homesteading Northern Michigan, for being here tonight. Thanks, Oops Sorry X, for being here tonight. You guys are all awesome. Thank you for the support and joining me and the good conversation. And I don't want to miss anyone. And thank you, AAP, for the super chat. And thank you, Homesteading Northern Michigan, for the super chat. You guys are really generous. Thank you. It makes my night. And thank you, PK Carve, for being the first member of the channel. Really appreciate that. Thank you for the support. And thank you, Student of the Word, for being here tonight. I will check for the photos that you were going to send to Facebook or Instagram. I got to bring this other computer closer. Have a wonderful night, Super Silverman. The blobs don't look contact created. One of them kind of looked like it had been pushed. But it didn't seem like, it must have just gotten, I don't know. Yeah, something just looked different to me, because I'm used to like little die chips here or little things, but those just seemed really raised. And it just felt like I would have seen them before. But yeah, thank you everybody, and Blue Sandy, if you're watching, have a good night, Blue Sandy. I know that you're usually watching. And anyone else who's watching and not talking, I wish you guys good night. And to everyone in the future who watches this, I wish you a good week. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night, and I'll see you all in the future.